Hi there, and welcome back. This is Irene Pais, and you're listening to Ikigai Teen podcast, where we explore simple, conscious, and heart-centered ways of raising grounded, resilient teens in a noisy world. If you have been following this parenting series, you will know we've journeyed through many deep and beautiful topics such as listening reopens conversations with your teen, how mistakes and failures can become growth lessons, how confidence and resilience are built from everyday interactions, and how self-reflection helps you see if you're helping or hindering your child's inner world. Today's episode is special because it brings everything together. It's titled From Awareness to Action, Your Parenting Roadmap with Ikigai Teen. And it's about taking everything you've learned, all that awareness, those aha moments, and converting them into small, meaningful, and consistent actions that actually change the atmosphere at home. Because awareness alone, while powerful, is not transformation. It's indeed only the starting line and not the finishing line. Now let's see why awareness without action fails. Not just with parenting, it's with every aspect where gathered knowledge and information alone fails in the absence of application and action. Let's begin with something honest. Many parents today are self-aware, very self-aware. Thanks to education levels, today's parents are far more educated than parents 30 years ago, 50 years ago, 60 years ago. And that, combined with the easy access to information today, with libraries stacked up just a click away on our palms, there is a lot more access to uptake endless doses of information one can go high on. You listen to podcasts, you watched parenting reels, attended school webinars, and even read books. You know a lot more than your parents even dream to know of. You understand that your teen needs space, empathy, boundaries, and consistency. But when the pressure of everyday life hits, work deadlines, bills, traffic, hormones, health demands, peer pressure, family issues, or just emotional exhaustion, all that awareness often gets buried under habit. You might even say to yourself often, I know I shouldn't raise my voice, but he just doesn't listen. Or, I know I should give her time, but the schedule is impossible. And this is where most of us get stuck, in the gap between knowing and doing. The truth is, parenting transformation happens in micro moments of doing, not in the knowing. That small pause before reacting, that gentle question instead of an accusation, that willingness to say, let's start again, and that humility to acknowledge, I don't know, let's work it out together. It's in the series of these micro moments that your transformation and your teen's transformation is hidden. At Ikigai Teen, we call this bridge zone, the space between awareness and action. And this bridge is built over 3 pillars: reflection, realignment, and ritual. Let's now look at these 3 pillars. Pillar 1, reflection. This is where you look inward, not outward. Every day, you send emotional cues into your home, into the space where you live. Teens absorb them silently. Your energy, whether it is tired, rushed, anxious, or peaceful, shape how your teen sees their world and sees themselves. So here's a daily reflection prompt you can try. How did I make my teen feel today? How did I dispense my energy into our home and family? When you ask yourself this question and pause, you might be surprised by what comes up as the answer. The answer may be pressured, maybe ignored, or maybe supported. The goal here is not guilt. The goal here is awareness without blame. Over time, this reflection builds something crucial. It builds emotional literacy. It helps you respond instead of react. It helps your teen see that adults too are learning, adjusting, and growing on the go. A reflective parent doesn't need to be perfect. They just need to be real. You can even extend this practice and perhaps journal 1 sentence each night about a moment that went well today, or share 1 reflection with your teen. I noticed I got impatient today and I want to do it better tomorrow. It's so disarming, at the same time so powerful and humanizing. And it is a great role modeling of how you are a continuous learner, how you use journaling or honest conversation as a tool in your parenting journey. It shows your vulnerability. And guess what? When you are aware and you're action oriented, your vulnerability is not a weakness, but it is a strength. Let's take a look at pillar 2, realignment. Once reflection begins, the next step is realignment, clarifying what truly matters in your home. Most families today are stretched between work, academics, extracurriculars, social media, and digital noise. Without clarity, families drift. So sit down together, parents, teens, grandparents, and ask, what 3 values do we want our home to stand for? It could be respect, curiosity, and consistency, or it may be empathy, honesty, and responsibility, or it could even be care, communication, and integrity. Write them down, frame them, and discuss why you chose these and what it means to practice them as a family. Most importantly, refer to them when things get messy. If your teen says something rude, you can calmly respond, "In our family, we value respect. Can we try that again?" It replaces punishment with guidance. If your teen breaks a promise, instead of lecturing, say, "One of our values is consistency. What can help you stay consistent next time?" You see, now you're coaching and not controlling, and that changes the emotional climate of your home. The third pillar, ritual. This is where awareness becomes culture. Rituals are tiny repeated actions that make your values visible, and over time, they become part of the cultural identity and legacy of your family. They tell your teen, you belong, you matter, and we grow together within a framework of mutually agreed family values. Here are some rituals I've seen transform families. 1. Tech-free dinner time daily. Phones off, TVs off, presents on. Talk about highs and lows of the day. Teens open up when they are not interrupted by pings. 2. Connection walks and talks. For 10 minutes after dinner, take a short stroll. No lecture, just light, relaxing conversation. Let your teen choose the topic. Sometimes, just silence itself is healing and connecting. Number 3. Sunday gratitude circles. Each family member shares one thing they're thankful for from this week and one thing they want to change the next week. Number 4, open mic weekends. Teens share something they have learned, created, or struggled with during the week. This builds confidence and voice. So rituals don't need to be perfect. They just need to be consistent, repeated over and over until it becomes a not to miss part of the family identity over time. Therefore, it's not about grand gestures, one-off birthday, one-off holiday, or one-off grand dine out. It's about daily and consistent presence and practice repeated over time. Now let's dive into the Ikigai Teen parenting roadmap for you. When you combine reflection, realignment, and ritual, you create a simple, flexible, and powerful parenting roadmap. It doesn't require fancy tools. It requires just awareness, intention, and practice. Start with 1 reflection per day, 1 value conversation per week, and 1 family ritual per weekend. That's it. Small steps done consistently and grown incrementally changes family culture far more than one-time lectures or a classic brawl or punishments ever will. Ikigai Teen believes that transformation begins within the parent, because when a parent changes tone, energy, or perspective, the teen's nervous system also begins to regulate, both through mirroring and energy influence. This is practical application of knowledge. This is science. This is neuroscience. And most importantly, that's love in action. So let's take a moment now for closing reflection. As we wrap up this series, I invite you to pause and reflect what has shifted in your parenting mindset over these past 10 dedicated episodes. How have you been doing with bonus parent resources, specially curated tools and references? we shared to enable your teen parenting journey? What small actions will you take today to bridge awareness and action? And what kind of emotional space do you want your home to represent a year from now that will add up to solidify your family culture and legacy in the long run? Because awareness is insight, but action is transformation. And together, they create alignment within you, your teen, and your family's rhythm. As we conclude, here's a reminder. Your teen is not your private asset. They are the legacy in progress. So, nurture them with generous dollops of awareness, guide them with action, and remain open to grow along with them, one mindful step at a time. This was our episode number 12, the last in the series of 10 episodes dedicated to Ikigai Teen mission and pain points of teen parents. We are starting a whole new series from episode number 13 onwards. Stay tuned as we bring more practical resources, easy to apply steps, and researched insights in a whole new format to make your parenting journey more than rewarding. This is a space for support for you parents as you nurture your teenagers into leaders of tomorrow. Leaders that reflect the very family culture you are building through every conversation, every role modeling, and every small step and action you take each day. This is Irene Pais from Ikigai Teen, standing by you, but for now, signing out.